Showtime!
Ladies and gentlemen, please make your way to your seats.
Showtime!
Please make your way to your seats. The show is about to begin.
Showtime!
Let the magic begin.
And without Craig here, I'm just going to move on to the next article, just given the time that we have. So this is interesting. This next article is interesting and scary at the same time. We're talking about essentially evolution and mutation kind of thing. So just to give you some background, in humans and other mammals, sex is determined by a male-specific gene called SRY. It's located on the Y chromosome. The Y chromosome has been deteriorating over many generations, having lost around 900 genes over the last, and again, it's a long time, 900 genes over 166 million years. So at the current rate of gene loss, it's estimated that the Y chromosome will completely disappear, again, in approximately 11 million years. So not in our lifetime, but it does pose an existential threat, as without Y and SRY gene, humans could become extinct. Again, 11 million years though. However, this article does find, the article that we're talking about from sciencealert.com, does find reason for hope by looking at two lineages of rodents that have already lost their Y chromosomes. And interestingly, both have survived without a Y. So researchers studying the spiny rat discovered it evolved a new gene to determine sex. Rather than SRY, it's a small duplication near the SOX9 gene on chromosome 3, which seems to have taken over this role. So hopefully so when introduced into mice, the duplication was found to boost SOX9 activity, similarly to SRY normally functions, how it normally functions. This shows evolution can develop alternative sex determination systems when the original breaks down. So, while the vanishing Y chromosome leaves open questions about human sexuality millions of years from now, the rodent examples demonstrate evolution has solutions. As with our cousins, humans may evolve a substitute gene to guarantee reproductive success long term. So, are you back, Craig?
Oh yeah, I'm back. Sorry, we went down and I had to reboot the router. And
yeah, no worries. Welcome back. So I'll just bring you up to speed. So we talked about.
Yeah, I'm up to speed. I've been listening for a bit. So we're on this Y chromosome crap. I got that. So you can tell my thoughts on this because, okay, you believe that we evolve or you believe that we don't evolve. It's one of those things. But I believe that we do evolve. We change over time. Mm-hmm. And then, that we losing some of these traits of these chromosomes is, I feel, part of natural evolution.
Yeah, I agree.
Because maybe I don't need a spiky tail anymore. I don't need, the DNA coding for venom anymore or whatever that's in our DNA for how many years, billions and billions. And we start shedding these things because we haven't needed them for how long.
Yeah.
And so what does it mean? Are we actually losing the Y chromosome? Okay, let's take a step back because I'm going to talk about some other articles that I pulled up.
Okay.
But what are they saying? Okay, what are we replacing the Y chromosome with? What's this new sex chromosome? So
that's only in mice. So in two specific mice. So apparently it's the SOX9 expression is enhanced independently of SRY. So SOX9 is already there, but it seems like, and just based on what I've read, is it's kind of taking over for SRY, which I don't fully understand. Again, not an expert in this field. I just thought it was interesting as far as speaking of evolution, and apologies to those who don't believe in evolution, but this just kind of shows you that there is evolution happening.
Yeah, and I mean, you can believe in evolution without believing in Darwinism or creationism or whatever. The fact that as species evolve for all sorts of reasons, the poor Y chromosome is at a disadvantage, because I guess doesn't have as much because this is a dangerous place to be because cells must divide many times to make sperm, so mutations are much more frequent. So it has to do with making sperm and our cell division process for that.
Based on that, are we going to get into the situation? What was that? The movie about there was only like someone had a baby and it was like the first baby in how many years, and son of something or
Child of Man.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good movie actually. Maybe, but we have a society that would even challenge the notion of an XY person versus an XX chromosome. So let's leave that aside for now, because we're talking about animals and whatever, and say, okay, these chromosomes exist and this is what's happening. But is this meaning that we're moving to an androgynous society, or is it meaning that each side of these equations, did anybody sit back and say, okay, what's happening to the X chromosomes?
So here's the thing though, right? Is we're just one mammal in a world of mammals, right? So just a quick thing. As of right now, the 55 remaining Y genes include the SRY trigger, but the Y also contains vast stretches of repetitive junk DNA, which again, they're calling it junk DNA because they don't know what the function of it is. But the thing is there's other mammals like platypuses, birds, that use a completely different sex determination system, which shows more diversity, and maybe that's where we're headed. I don't know what that diversity sex determination system is, but the article just states that, there's other mammals that use different sex determination systems, unlike ours. I know birds have been around much longer than humans, so.
Yeah, so, all right. What does this article say about the hope for man in the Y chromosome?
So the thing is what it means is the Y chromosome, which is what helps make men, is slowly disappearing, which could spell trouble since we need boys and men to make babies. Without the Y, babies might only be girls. So, but some kinds of rats also lost their Y chromosome, which we talked about, and they figured out a solution. So that extra code took over the job of the missing Y chromosome and still let the rats have males. And the way it worked in the rats was it worked by boosting another gene, which is the SOX9. So this shows that even if the Y chromosome disappears in humans too far in the future, and who knows if we're still going to be on this planet or alive in 11 million years. I don't know how much longer our sun has left. But our bodies may evolve a backup plan, which could grow a new gene just like the rats did, so that we still have males. Now, other implications, I don't know what the other implications could be in that. So the thing is we have millions of years of evolution before this becomes a problem. But it's interesting that they've been able to identify this now, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it says in the article here that there may be, and again, I always question when there's things like maybe, a link between the Y chromosome and cancer and Alzheimer's and cardiovascular disease. So I don't know. I mean,
there's a link between anything and cancer and anything and
yeah, that's why when they say may, it's like, okay, I don't believe. Yeah, there's not enough stuff there. It doesn't say study suggest. It doesn't say. It just says may. It's like, I know that sky tomorrow may be orange. It may be.
Maybe.
Probably not. But it notes that 4.5 million years is a long time since we've recognized that humans are around for less than 100,000. So I guess it's going to take that long for this evolution to potentially happen.
I think so. Yeah. So there's it's going to take a long time, and it's likely there's a good chance that this isn't going to be a problem because we'll come up with a
Another way to
backup
kill
plan.
ourselves. Yeah. Well, this says additionally there are numerous potential scenarios which our species likely to face extinction long before then. So don't worry about it. We're gonna be dead way before then. So don't worry about it.
Ourselves. Maybe World War III, nuclear war happens, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, this world, if we don't kill ourselves by polluting, we're gonna kill ourselves by nuking each other, which is polluting, or we're gonna, find a way. Yeah. There's way too much hatred in this world. I wish it was wasn't the case. But it is unfortunate. So let's just share a couple articles here, and then we'll rumors of male chromosome demise greatly exaggerate, study finds. Mind you, these are a few years old versus the more recent ones we're talking about were this year or last year. The next one talks about this study dispels theories of Y chromosomes demise. I get 2014, so not as old, but our studies demonstrates that
10 years ago, though.
I know it's not as old, but I'm just saying there are different studies out there.
Yeah, there are.
I mean, these usually come in waves, right? The one will say, "Yeah, it's happening," and someone will say, "Yeah, we're tested this, and we don't think it's happening." So we got the latest round of it's happening. So I'm guessing in a year or so we're going to get another round of, "Hey, wait a minute, it's not happening." Yeah. But our study demonstrates genes have been maintained, and those that migrated from X to Y are important, and the human Y is going to stick around for a long while. What does that mean? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it means that we still have 11 million years.
Yeah. So if that's a long while, great. But it's been interesting just to go through some of this stuff and see, is it really ending us, or is it just as we evolve a little bit more that we're shedding things that we don't need anymore?
Potentially, or is this a mutation because of our environment? Who knows? I know they don't talk about that, but could this be because of pollution? Could this be because of different things? I don't think so, but
all the chemicals in our food. You know, what does Alex Jones
PFAs
say about the chemicals in the water and what they do to frogs? So
yeah,
I've seen a bunch of Alex's. Yeah, he does these rants, but there's things happening, that we're the fluoride in the water and all this stuff. People will tell you is doing all sorts of stuff that, whether it is or not, we're putting all this stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of hydrogen, just quickly, I purchased I don't know if you can see it. I purchased a hydrogen generating for water. It's supposed to be better water. I don't know what that means, but it tastes different. That's for sure.
Yeah, this is
you're gonna get. I know what you're gonna do now. Go ahead.
This is a controversy. So you say you know what I'm gonna do. So let me just remove this. Before we get into that, any last words on the demise of the Y chromosome?
No, we pretty much covered it, and we've gone into detail. There isn't much more yet. It's 11 million years away, so don't be too worried. So,
hydrogenated water. What's going on with your $100 water bottle?
Yeah, so it's
show us. Let's see what you got.
So it's said to increase energy, reduce inflammation, reduce recovery times after a workout. The thing is hydrogen water is regular water with just hydrogen gas added. So I've got at the bottom of the bottle, it's a bottle that just creates hydrogen once you add the water. So I haven't really tested it out yet, just because I still use my hard water tap with a filter on it. So I'm gonna have to start buying bottled water to put it in there because I don't want to wreck it. But apparently it helps with a bunch of things. I still haven't done a deep dive into it, but I do know I have tested it and tasted it. It tastes completely different just than any other water that you'll drink.
Okay.
So
I think anytime you,
and it could be a gimmick.
Anytime you add, like if you just take black coffee and put a little throw it through a blender, it gets infused a little bit with more oxygen. It's going to taste a little bit different.
Yeah.
You put a little butter or oil or whatever and throw it in the blender. Now it's a completely different tasting drink. So that happens. I just so let me just share the screen instead. So there's studies. Let me put this back. That talk about this, and this is one of them. Let me actually go back. This is hydrogen water, extra healthy or hoax, a systematic review from the National Library of Medicine. And let's jump.
Jump down to the bottom.
Yeah, I've jumped down to conclusion. I thought there'd be an executive summary, but there isn't. Increased interest and continuous study are being directed towards public. So they've done this whole study, and this is their conclusion. The possible health advantages of hydrogen-rich water in a variety of areas, including physical endurance, exercise capacity, cardiovascular disease, liver function, COVID-19, mental health, anti-aging research, and oxidative stress. These potential consequences have aroused a debate in the scientific and medical industries. Even though there's great potential in understanding the benefits of hydrogen-rich water, we still have to overcome the existing limitations. We need well-designed studies in humans with large sample sizes and long-term trials to ascertain benefits. So they're saying, we don't know.
Yeah. So whatever. Maybe I'm early on the bandwagon and there'll be some benefits, or it's just a hoax and I've wasted some money.
Yeah, absolutely. My sister and my mother swear by these things, and I'm like, okay, come back to me in a month or two. Oh, I feel better. I got more energy. How much of that is a placebo effect? Or you're thinking that, or literally you're drinking more water because you bought this $100 water bottle that infuses hydrogen in it.
That's one of the reasons why I don't use it, is because the capacity is so small. Like, I drink a lot of water throughout the day, so I'd have to be using this 10 times a day and then filling up another container with the hydrogen water. So it's with my ADHD, Craig, with the hurdles and stuff. It's just, So, hey, don't discount the placebo effect.
I won't. Well, I mean, but I could just drink more water and say, I'm super hydrating. So I guess I don't know. I'm waiting to talk to a few people who have used it over a longer period of time to see whether the hydrogenated water is a thing or not. So, all right. What do you got going on, John?
Oh, tonight, for those listening, we've got Startup Drinks TO. We've got a whole bunch of tickets sold. It's going to be a great event. 9 hours, 3 minutes, and 5 seconds. Ticket prices are cheap for what you get. $25 gets you unlimited food, unlimited drink, but again, under liquor laws. And this is the coolest part, is you can pitch, which includes in your ticket, which I love. So you can go up, you can pitch yourself, you can pitch an idea, you can pitch your company, whatever, and you get to listen to other people's pitching. We got investors, we've got startups, we've got Big Four people, we've got everyone that shows up to this.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great event, and that's tonight. So we do it every month. There'll be another one May 30th, because if you're listening to this on the podcast, you'll be missing this too late. You've got another event happening.
Yeah, this isn't tech related, but this is a wellness thing, which I swear by, honestly. So this, if you're interested in cold plunging, or you've done it before and you love it, this is a great event. It happens in the morning for those that are early risers. It's put on by Unbounded. Tickets have been reduced by 10%, so you get a decent price. So you do breath work, cold plunge. They have saunas, mindfulness, yoga. It's a phenomenal experience. I highly recommend it. It's outside in the morning at Trillium Park on May 26th.
So what exactly is a cold plunge?
So it's this tub that's filled with ice, but these have actual chillers on the outside, so they're professional ones, but you just plunge in very, very cold water. And honestly, the feeling that you get throughout the whole day is just phenomenal. There are studies that have shown this. There's this cold protein that gets activated when you do cold plunging.
Yeah, and you can activate that by actually hitting the base of your spine, neck where it meets with cold water on the shower for about 10 minutes a day, according to Tim Ferriss. But I've done the polar bear plunge or polar bear dip in January. It was friggin' cold. And when I did the Tough Mudder, they made us jump in a trailer truck full of ice and water that you had to dunk and swim under and do all this stuff. Yeah, it's I'm just curious as to, I wouldn't want to be outside after usually.
Well, there's a sauna right beside, so you can hop in the sauna right after.
It sounds fun. It's definitely invigorating, and everyone should try it at least once just to figure out if it's for them.
Yeah. And
so you help people get funding.
Yeah. So I alleviate usually about the expertise I come is in tax credits and grants. Even if you're a startup, ideally you want some salaries, but if you're a startup and you want some direction on how to get some non-dilutive funding, reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Great. Yeah. Jon Irwin on LinkedIn. I found there's a second Jon Irwin now popping up in my LinkedIn stuff. So you're going to have to, like, brand new for me. So might have to do something else from a.
Can you send me the link to his profile?
I will after when I see it.
I'll send him a cease and desist.
Yeah. Check out TorontoStarts.com for everything we do. You'll see our podcast episodes for this, our other workshops, our coaching, startup investor drinks. Check out everything there. If you're stuck in your business and are trying to figure out why clients aren't buying or what you need to do to move forward, go to TorontoStarts.com, go to startupcoach.ca. Click on Startup the Coach, book a discovery call. Let's have a call and see how we can move you forward.
For sure.
All right, buddy. We'll see you soon. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, see you tonight. Bye.
Wow, that was amazing.
See you later, alligator.